Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have something for you that is it is a collaboration with some friends. As you probably saw from the intro, this is I am collaborating with some friends on the 4 sketches. And I hope to be able to join them in the future as well, but I wanted to at least give it a try, see what it's all about, and I'm going to show you. So the collection that they chose is the Jen Hatfield Hey Hello. Now I'm doing something just a smidge different, only because I told them, I said, I don't think I have any of the collection, which are lies. I shouldn't say complete lie. It was more like, oh, I forgot I had those few papers that I still have left from the collection, but it's not a collection that I purchased. So it was a bit of a challenge, and I will insert some photos of what some of the papers looked like at the conclusion of this of kind of this segment, so that you can see some of the inspiration that I took in selecting my papers. So I'm going to be doing a kit share, but it really is I have 3 full pieces of the paper from the collection, and then everything else is from my stash. So let me show you what I brought in. So this is one of the papers. This is called Twilight, and this is a beautiful floral, and this is the back. I do have 2 of these papers, and this is the second. Sorry, that should have been together. So I can use it for, these are the last 2, so I don't have any more of these. This one is one that I do have multiples of, and you'll see why. It's not for the flowers, but it's because of this. I bought, when this was on sale at Joann's, I ended up buying quite a few of these. So I have a bunch of these, but I pulled it in so that it was just a representation, if you will. But it was from the collection, so I had it. Let me just put that here, just so that you can see some of the colors in the collection, if you will. And then I'll put the remaining papers, hopefully, on this side. I brought in different shades of yellow, because there are a couple of different shades in the flowers, and so depending on what paper I use, I thought I brought more than one, maybe not. This is from a paper pad. This is, I don't know where this is from, but this one is 2-sided. I would say this is like a die cuts with a view or something like that. And I'm not sure where this paper is from, so I thought I want to bring both of these in to the kit. Let me just make some room here and set those off to the side there, just like that. I did also bring in this floral with, again, knowing that there's yellows in this collection, and the bright white and the black. So I have this is a previous collection of Jen Hatfield's, which is called Reaching Out, and it's called Love Me, and it has the bicycles on the back, but I brought it in really for this one. Next I brought in, so here is that black and white again. So I believe this is the floral. Yep, I brought it in though for the black and white. So I brought a couple of sheets of those in. Just make sure you can see there. Yep. And then I brought a couple of other things. I realized that this is not the bright white, but I liked the small stars on this paper, and that's the reason why I brought it in. This is a crepe paper. This is from one of the baby collections called Little You. So we'll see if we can use that up or not. Not sure. This polka dot one, I think is from a paper pad, and it's not such a deep dark black. I do have access to my other pattern papers that I can bring in, but this is at least the preliminary selection of papers, right? Let me just move this over because this pile is growing faster than the other. I also found the collection does have one with like script writing or typing or something like that on one of the pages, and I just didn't have any with the bright white, but I did find this one. So this is an old Amy Tangerine. This is from Picnic in the Park. I have a couple of these, and I also liked the rainbow. I may or may not use the rainbow, but I thought it's the B-side to this, so I brought 2 sheets of this in as well. And if worse comes to worse, I will just use the black and white, the script writing. I have some very basic teal pattern paper here that I thought would go really well with this floral paper. So I have a couple of different shades of the teal, and the same thing for the pink. I brought in this is the same. I think this is from a paper pad. I'm not sure which one, but it's a little bit, it has like some very it's almost like an ombre but with brush strokes. So it looks a bit textured. And then I have this one. This is from a paper pad. I wanna guess it might be Amy Tangerine. I could be wrong, but again, because the collection also brings in 2 different colors of the pink, I thought it would be good to bring in both. And I like the polka dots. So that is it for the papers. Let me just put those, I'm trying to put this in such a way that you guys can still see them to some extent, like that. And then let me show you what else I brought in. So I am hoping to use up some scraps in this. So this is the paper from the collection that I was actually looking for. I thought I had more of this, but I don't. This is from the collection, but it is a large paper scrap. So I brought that in. I went digging through my 6x6 paper pads, and I have this one. I thought I could maybe cut these apart and use them as part of clusters, embellishments, to ground embellishments. And I did the same for some of these, where I thought, again, taking away from just having a different scale of the stripes in multicolor stripes, as well as the different scaled flowers. I brought a couple of the ones with the blue in the background, and then I have a couple that are more different scales, but with the pink. So I am adding that to it. I also brought in some scraps. This is a paper kit, if you can call it a paper kit, some leftovers from a, this is an Illustrated Faith collection. I don't think I remember the name of it. I don't think it's anywhere. Maybe, nope. I thought maybe on this one. I don't think I know the name of it, but I decided to bring this in because this paper, with the exception of this more olive color, the paper line does have most of these colors, and you'll see the different gradients of the teal, the different gradients of the pink. The only thing that this does bring in, and the floral paper here does have a orangey coral, so I guess I could get away with this one, but the flowers are definitely more of a red orange. But I thought, I was like, you know what, I might just try to bring it in for this colorful stripe. Also for these flowers, it might make a nice border as I am working through with the selected sketches. So I'm bringing all of this in because this was all together. And then I have access, obviously, to all of my embellishments, depending on what my photos are, which I haven't even chosen the photos at this point when I'm sharing the kit. But I have gone through my stash and just pulled out some things that I want to use, that I've had in my stash for a while, and it just needs to be shown some attention at this point. So I have these multicolor hearts. So I have the pinks, the blacks, the black and white. So and in different sizes. So that might be a good option to have. I also have these very small hearts. I think they're chipboard. I don't think they're puffies. From Freckled Fawn. And I have these puffies. I was going to say, I think they might be Pink Fresh. They're from a previous kit that I had a long time ago. But this has, again, some of those floral elements that I may be able to bring in. I do also have the Jen Hatfield sticker book. Now, this is older. This is from 2019. So I don't believe this. I believe this Hey Hello collection was from, let's see if I can find it on the manufacturing strip here. Oh, it is from 2019. So we may find some things that might go with this collection. We may not, but I thought, you know what, might as well just bring it in the event that I may be able to use some of these. Even if I have to back them, because these are relatively thin, even if I have to back them on white cardstock, I think, you know, it would be good to use some of those up. I also have brought in some wood veneers for titles. I always want to use these and I always forget. And then I brought in a small selection, I have a lot more than this, of different small itty bitty, not so itty bitty words to finish off some of the clusters. So that's it for now. And I'm going to go and I'm going to give this a little bit of, hopefully play with this for a little bit. And then I will come back and show you my layouts. Okay, friends, so I have spent some time playing with the different sketches. I'm going to put shots of the sketches or some of the guidance that each of my friends and I have pulled for these particular pages. So I want to just go over them with you. This is Jenny K's, and this is from a Freaky Fast formula, which is a little different than a sketch. They have you, and the guidance is to cut certain papers, any papers, certain sizes, I should say, and then you create whatever you want with it. So I did all of the paper cutting first, and then I played around until I came up with this design on my own, and then went looking for pictures and then embellishments. So that's what we have here. I love the way this one came out, by the way. All right. This one is from Scylla, and you'll see that these were just paper strips that I cut in half, And originally I had them a little bit bigger, so I needed to cut them down to size just so that they would fit on the page a little bit better. And then I had one of the papers from the collection that I just fussy cut and backed it on one of the papers from the collection as well. All of the embellishments that you see on here are not from, and I should say these either. These are not from the collection. These are from the kit that I made or my stash. I think the only other thing I could put on here is some enamel dots, which I didn't do yet. This is the sketch from Teresa. So I'll insert that. And this one, I think I wish that I would have picked a less busier background, because then I think the hearts would pop. But I got a lot of these puffy hearts used in this particular layout. This was a lot of fun to do, but it was probably the hardest for me, because I already knew I wanted to use the hearts, was putting together the envelope, if you will. And oh, I think I stuck it down so it can't, but I could have very easily just made it interactive, right? That's the word. And then this is a take on my sketch. I kept it pretty, I think with all of the sketches, I kept them pretty true to form. The one thing I will tell you is that before selecting this photo, one of the things that I did with this is Silas. I originally had picked out a photo that was it was horizontal, and so I really liked the way that looked, but I just liked this picture a little bit better. So this is another one that you could definitely flip around, and then the focus really comes to the center of the page, very similar to if it was oriented this way. So I thought I would share that with you guys. So it's one that you can definitely end up flipping. So this is the one that I selected. As I mentioned, I kept it true to, I think I may have, did I do mine last? I may have, because I ended up using quite a bit of scraps. I believe I did. And that worked perfect for me. You guys know, if you've been following my channel, I love to use up scraps. I used a Polaroid die for this, to kind of frame the photo. And then I used, again, some titles, foam titles from my stash. A tag here, just to give it some interest. And then I did use some chipboard in three areas, as well as sequins that match the layout. All right, so friends, that is the layouts. I have journaled on all of these. I have some of them are they're very just kind of point in time, and then others are going to be part of a larger album. So I'm not too worried. At least I got the dates and everything down. So now let me show you what I have left over. I did not end up using any of the stickers. One of the things that I found is that the colors were very muted, and they didn't really, this is very early Jen Hadfield, before she kind of moved over to a bit more pigmented colors. And so for that reason, I didn't use that one. But it will still stay in my stash, and I will play with it later. And then let me show you. I'll do the, ooh, I just realized what this big bulky thing at the bottom is. Ooh, let me show you. So I ended up using a bunch of these hearts. Not all of them, but a bunch. So that will go back in my stash. This one, I think I used maybe one or two of the puffy hearts. I didn't end up using this or these or this. This can just go in my die cut stuff. I did end up using this sequin mix and not this one, so these will go back in my stash. I didn't end up needing these smaller Freckle Fawn puffy hearts, so those will go back in my stash. I also didn't end up using, wait, no, I did. I used up 3 or 4 of these, so those will go back in my stash. I don't think I ended up using any of these, so those will also go back in my stash. I don't remember how many pieces of paper. I should have written that down somewhere. I did cut into, I think I have 2 of these, and I have 2 left of these. Let me just make sure that the rest of these are not trimmed. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of paper left. And then these will go in my scraps since they're not full 12 by 12s. And then these are all the scraps that I had left over. Now some of these are 6 by 6 papers. So these, oh, I just want to make sure there's no scraps. So those will go back in my 6 by 6. And then these, I'm going to go through these and just double check and make sure what I want to hang on to and what I can perch before I put them away. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing that. The layouts, I certainly had a lot of fun with making them. And I will do my best to have everybody's, minimally everybody's channel that is participating in the description box. And I hope you tune in again and come back and see what we get into next. Bye for now.